Good evening, friends. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to today's evening program, where a war veteran, Mr. Narendra Nayak, is going to be sharing his experience of the 1971 war, of which he was very much a part of. What better way to celebrate the 50th anniversary of our victory over Pakistan than having a veteran share his experience with us. More so, a veteran from the Navy. Navy played a very big role in 1971 war. We all know about it. And Mr. Narendra Nayak was very much in the midst of it. Before we go to Mr. Narendra Nayak, as is customary, we would like to offer our salutations to our motherland, for which Mr. Narendra Nayak had fought. Please join me. And I request all those who can stand up to stand up for this salutation. Others can kindly mute their video. There is a saying in Hindi, "Haath kangan ko aarsi kya," which means, why do you require a mirror to see a bangle which you are wearing? Now, you can also say it slightly differently in English if you say, don't show a candle to the sun. It doesn't require that brightness, it has it. In the same way, it would be highly inappropriate of me to try and say a few words about a larger than life personality like Mr. Narendra Nayak. Narendra Nayak is his own introduction. And it is only right that I give the platform to him to recall the experiences that to recount his experience of the 1971 war with us. We all know that Mr. Nayak was in the naval forces. And you know, as someone rightly said, you can take a man out of Navy but you can't take the Navy out of a man. No wonder after so many years, on the 50th anniversary, we have with us a man who is yet to find out whether he is a man or a naval man. I hand over the platform to Mr. Narendra Naik and would request him to unmute and please proceed with the presentation. Welcome, Mr. Narendra Naik, to VAC Solution. And very nice that you have accepted our request to come and share your experience. Incidentally, we are going live on Facebook.
Thank you, Arunji, for this wonderful, wonderful introduction. Let me share my screen, please. Can you all see my screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We could see it, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Let me start with the song. It is said once is more than enough. That means if you live a purposeful life, once is more than enough. But key to the purpose of life is in the service of the motherland. On 1st of December 1971, Naval Headquarters issued an emergency sailing order to the ships of Southern Naval Area, where I was on board INS Ganga. Responding to that order, we set our sail and sailed to the open sea to an unknown destination. The destination was not clear. Time to time order was given and we were sailing. After 24 hours of suspense of why, where, and for what purpose we were sailing was made known to us by our captain. And he announced that India had gone on war with Pakistan. And we were heading towards war zone. Area was fixed for us to do the duty. So we started our vigilance, safeguarding the Indian waters in the south side of Cochin. We started our duty. 2 days passed on a vigilant sailing. On third day morning, we went into action. Action station was sounded. And all of a sudden, 2 depth charges of 5 tons each was dropped into sea. The impact was phenomenal. And the sea had a tremendous turbulence. All the people on board had the first taste of war experience. We waited and waited, and action was called off, and we resumed our vigilant duty. 2 days passed, and the information slowly trickled into our ship that off the coast of Visakhapatnam, somewhere in the area where we had dropped depth charges, PNS Ghazi, a nuclear submarine, we had sunk. Friends, it was a round 2 victory for Indian Navy, which was a round 1, was 1 day before, on 4th of December. Killer squadrons of Western Naval Fleet had demolished Karachi Harbor from its operational capabilities by sinking 3 ships in the channel itself, blocking the channel from other ships to coming out, and destroying all other infrastructure they had in the port. So totally Karachi port was out of order, out of operation. That was the first victory for Navy, and that day, that 4th December, is even today celebrated as Navy Day. That was the first success Navy had. And this is the second consecutive day, 5th, PNS Ghazi was found sunk. Duty became again normal. We had resumed our duties. On seventh evening, seventh night, it was midnight. We were just, those who were on duty, we were sitting on the upper deck of our ship. And we were chatting with 2-3 of our friends about war activity that was happening, the thinking of Ghazi, and discussing how this war is heading. It was midnight. It was the darkest night I had ever seen. At arm's distance, even we could not see our hand. It was so dark. Friends, all of a sudden, the whole area around our ship was lit up, and it was like a daylight. This is the submarine you are saying that is sunk. And whole area was so dark, but it was lit up, and it was like a daylight. And the structure which was throwing light on us was so huge. We looked very small in size, brightness, everything. We looked so small in front of that towering structure. And that light stayed just for a moment. I will show you how it was. A light came like this, a huge light came, and within 4 or 5 seconds, that light went off. And again, we were plunged into darkness. We were wondering, what is this? From where it has come in center of the ocean? All of a sudden, it came and went off. What is this? We were worried, and the big question was to be answered. So nothing happened. We sailed away. But on 9th, we received a signal that United States President Nixon had deputed his 7th Fleet, a prestigious 7th Fleet of US Navy, consisting of biggest aircraft carrier of the world, USS Enterprise, into Indian waters. Actual reason given by United States was to safeguard the interest of Americans who are in East Pakistan. But actually, the 7th Fleet was in Indian waters to threaten India to stop the war. But unknown reason, they didn't interfere. We never instigated any action, even though they were in Indian waters. But we were in tension for the next 4 or 5 days. We also came to know that British Navy's biggest aircraft carrier, Eagle, was in the western side, in Arabian Sea. British Navy in Arabian Sea, US Navy in Bay of Bengal. And we were saying in the same water where US Enterprise was there. Nothing happened for some time. And on 16th December, exactly this day, 50 years back, Pakistan couldn't continue fighting. Their connection between two Pakistan, West and East Pakistan, was cut off. They couldn't continue fighting, so they decided to surrender. That was the biggest victory for Indian Defence Force, especially to Indian Navy, which was fighting the first war after our independence. It was the first war, and we achieved the victory. That was the great satisfaction we all had who had participated in that war. We felt so happy, friends. We danced around. We were so happy we achieved it. You can just imagine, think about it. After 50 years, I am sitting in front of you, and while I am explaining you the situation, I am feeling like, getting up and dancing. I am so excited. Even if that excitement is there after 50 years in me, you just imagine what a 21-year-old boy on board ship must have felt when he participated and won the war. I hope you can imagine. War ended, but little did I know the romance for the service had just begun in me. I really enjoyed that day. And war ended. And after some time, we headed to Bombay for a refit. On 15th March 1972, we were carrying out our regular duty. Ship was in dock and it was under repair, and we were getting everything repaired and made fit for sailing again. That day, an announcement came that we all should assemble on the upper deck in full uniform, so that commanding officer will address us. So we all assembled on the forecastle, that is front side of the ship. And our CEO addressed us as saying, Indian government had decided to issue 3 medals to the people who participated in this 1971 war. 1 medal is of 25th year of independence. That was the 25th year of independence, that 1972. And another medal was of Sangram medal, that is war medal. And the 3rd medal was of star, 1 star for those who participated in the Western sector, 1 star for the people who participated in the Eastern sector. There was no limit to our happiness. I was feeling so excited. I was getting a medal at 21 years. So I was so happy. And friends, when these medals, when it was pinned on my chest by my commanding officer, I looked into his eyes and he looked into mine. Tears were about to roll in my eyes. It was as if a just born child is looking at its creator. And in turn, that mother is looking at baby and telling, dear, I waited all these days for this moment. I never felt the discomfort and pain I underwent. At this moment, I feel very happy to bring you into the world of Indian Defence Forces, into Indian Navy. Friends, that moment, that day, I felt I had lived the purpose of my life. As Arun Ji was telling, he is trying to find out whether Navy is in him or not. Friends, that day I became a Navy man forever and ever. It is the greatest privilege and honor I feel to stand in front of you and share this joyful moment, Vijay Divas, with you all. It's a great honor for me. And I don't have words to say thanks to VSC Solution and Arun Ji, which has given me this great platform for me to express my feelings and share my happiness on the 50th anniversary of winning that war. Friends, I'm so happy, and I hope you all enjoyed the presentation as much as I enjoyed narrating my experience to you all.
Sir,
Jai Hind!
Jai Hind. Extraordinary, sir. We salute you.
Over to you, Mr. Arunji. I will stop sharing.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yes, I don't know whether you have tears in your eyes or not. I have. I wish I were a 21-year-old and have had the opportunity of going and joining the Navy. Yes, it was so nice. But I have a few questions, Narendraji, if you don't mind.
Please, sir. Please, anybody having question, I am ready to answer.
You said, that in the naval forces, and that day when he looked into your eyes, you felt that a mother was looking into the eyes of a child and welcoming him into the world of Indian Defence Services. I somehow get a feeling that maybe you are not a very eager entrant into the Indian Defence Forces. Am I right?
Yes. Exactly.
Can you tell us how it happened that you went to Navy?
Definitely. Before joining Navy, I had a lot of challenges in school and in my education. I had a lot of challenges. And I was just a teenager at 17, 16. I was a very big rebel in the house. I just wanted to run away from the problems of life, difficulties of life. I just wanted to run away. And I will tell you, sir, 65 war was just an experience for the school-going children, that war and war experience, and we won the war against Pakistan. That was fresh at 67. And only thing that came to my mind was best way to escape is to go to defense. That is the time I saw an advertisement that Navy is recruiting. I saw the qualification level required, age required, everything was suiting me. So I thought I will run away and I will go and join Navy. I told my parents that I'm going to join Navy. And I just went and joined, just like, anybody joining for getting a job. That was my condition when I joined the Navy. That's how I joined Navy that time. It was just an opportunity to get a job. That's all.
There seems to be a lot of similarity between you and me. You also ran away from home to join the Navy. I ran away to go to BHU. I hope people don't learn from us that running away is a good thing.
Yeah,
Tell me one thing, Narendra sir, I want to know one thing.
Yeah.
What was that one thing which shocked you when you went to Navy? Something.
My
Everything
God.
cannot be good, isn't it?
Every time you are hitting nail on my head. I joined and landed in INS Kunjali in Bombay for a basic training. Mind you, our basic training was in naval jail. And the training was so tough, Arunji. So tough, I'll tell you. I was crying. When I used to get a letter from my home, I used to sit and cry. I felt that
Crying seems to be the common factor. Today also you are crying for victory. That day you are crying for training.
Sometimes it comes because of happiness. Sometimes it comes because of pain. But that time I felt that I committed a mistake. But because I had chosen that path, so I cannot complain. I had to accept and fight. So that was the spirit. I tolerated all the difficulties and challenges that came. I went through the training. But most shocking thing I experienced was when I landed in INS Valsura in Jamnagar for an electrician's training. I was running away from education, no? I was running away from mathematics. I was running away from all subjects. So I wanted to get a job and work. I was to be made electrician. So I underwent training in Valsura. When we were sitting in the class on first day, they wrote the subjects we are going to study in the training of 6 months. First subject they wrote was mathematics. And I thought, I don't know when I will get my warrant to go back home. I didn't know why this mathematics and these subjects, they are not leaving me alone. No? But God sent friends were there. One, Mr. Saitan Singh Fagaria from Rajasthan. He taught me and he tutored me to learn mathematics, and he is responsible for my success, and I passed the exam and I became an electrician in Navy. So I literally know how the feeling was. I just wanted to run away from the difficulties of life. And where I landed in a difficult life.
So Navy has made you a poet also.
Spontaneously, sometime it comes. So I learned to stay and learn and become a very good sailor. Navy taught me so many things, even which has come with me after 52 years back it was. But still, those things which I learned in Navy is still, safeguarding my life. For that, we should be very grateful to the Defense Forces, because they just select a civilian and they will train you and make you, what I should say, they will make you man out of boy. I joined at 18 years, 2 months. And at 20, really, I'll tell you, I was quite matured man on board ship. That's how the training.
Narendra sir, there is a saying that nobody forgets his first love.
Yes.
Similarly, I am sure you would have forgotten your first sailing experience.
Definitely.
Then you went into the sea. How was it? What did you find surprising?
See, first day when I reported on board ship, it was a Hunt class destroyer, and looking at itself, it was very scary. So I went and reported. We were 13 people, electrical department there. I had one senior Sardarji leading mechanic. So he was my guide. He took me all around ship and he taught me how the work will come, how the emergencies will come. As an electrician, how emergency, you have to react to emergencies, how quickly you should move. You should learn how to move on board ship, and you must move fast. Within 1.5 minutes, you should be in any part of the ship. You have to reach there and solve the problem. So this type of teaching was there. And a day came, as you rightly said, the first sailing had to happen. We were to go out to sea for a day exercise along with our sister ships, Gomati and Godavari. All the 3 ships were to sail. Fortunately, that sailing was in January. So January sea will be very, very calm. It will be just a sheet of paper so there's no much seasickness or anything. So we sailed, we left the Cochin Harbor. It was an experience actually moving in a ship. So we were watching all the things in the Cochin Harbor, everything passing, and within 1 hour we reached the open sea. Our duty was to make sure that all lights are okay, DGs are running, and all exhausts and fans are running. This was our standard work during sailing also. We were carrying out our duty. Sailing was very smooth. But what happened? After lunch, it was okay. After lunch, we had some 10-15 minutes more. So we came to our mess. Our mess was one big table and one bench. So I sat on the bench and I was feeling odd, because of sailing. So I just put my head on the table and I was asleep. I was sleeping and nobody shook me also. Suddenly when I got up at 1 o'clock, I think after lunch, I had slept. A 15-20 minute was there for resuming the work, but I had slept up to 4 o'clock. When I got up 4 o'clock, I was damn scared about what people will say. In working hour, I was sleeping. I went and reported to my senior and I told, I'm sorry, I just slept. He told, this happens to everybody in their first sailing. You feel that odd and you slept. Nothing to worry, he told. And we returned to Cochin in the evening at about 6 o'clock. That leaving harbor, entering harbor, securing ship to alongside, taking power, everything was a new experience for me. It was a wonderful experience, Arunji.
Can you share some experience of long journey into the sea? What did you feel about it? Going and coming, that's like a tourist.
Yeah.
But long, you go for 10 days, 15 days, 20 days, 1 month. How do you feel? What did you find very unique about it?
69, I think. First sailing, I told it was, I think, in November. And December, we were to sail to Bombay. 69 December, there was a first president's review in Bombay. In Bombay. President B.V. Giri was to inspect the fleet, naval fleet. So we were to participate in that, and we had to sail from Cochin to Bombay. That was a 2.5 days sailing. We left Bombay, we left Cochin and reached Goa. We halted there for fueling and watering and other thing. Then from there we sailed to Bombay, and in between, on the way, there is one area between Goa and Bombay. There is one land area called Mud Island. A big hill-like structure is there. Normally, Navy does firing practice there. So we did firing practice on the Mud Island and then reached Bombay for the President review. I had just joined Navy, and that first President review was an experience for all of us. That was the first President's review. We had a wonderful time there. 55 ships were anchored in front of Gate of India, and all the 55 ships were illuminated. And illumination was our job, electrician job. It was a very tough task. We must make sure that not even one bulb is off. So whole sea was lit up on that President's review day. and we felt very proud. That was the longest sailing experience, as well as the purpose for which we sailed was very, very great one.
We have time for only 2 more questions because we have to close by 8:15. So would you like to share something unique about sailing as a sailor? Something very unique.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Can you please all mute?
Can you come again, Arunji? Can you come again with
Can
the
you
question?
can you tell us something very unique about your sailing experience, which we can carry with us? Yeah, you can unmute and speak, Mr. Nayak. Something very unique.
Unique was when one of our sailing, night time, we practiced 4-inch gun firing practice. And we also say when we do firing practice in the night time, that shell which goes from the barrel of the gun, like a light it goes. First, they will fire the target, which will be in red color. One ship will fire the target shell, and all 2 other ships, our sister ships, they will fire at the target. And aim is to hit the target. This practice sailing we did was a very unique one, and only 1 or 2 times we did on board that ship. That was really unique thing. And the second thing, unique exercise was when we did exercise with submarine. It was like, playing hide and seek. Children play hide and seek, like that submarine will escape and all the ships will try to trace and find it where it is. So that type of exercise was going on. That was also one great experience. And as you said, unique experience, which nobody will get. That one experience I will tell you. When Killer Squadron, India procured Killer Squadron, killer boats, missile boats from Russia. From Cochin to Bombay, we escorted that boats. That boat was not made to run on its own power because that engine had a limited time to run, and after that we need to change the engine and all. There were so many complications. So we had to tow that boat to Bombay. In between, we were towing, and for some time, 1 hour, 2 hours, it used to sail on its own power. When it was moving, that killer boat, it moves at 35 to 40 knots per hour. It's a very high speed. Like a boat, a motorboat, you must have seen, when it is at high speed, it goes like this. Front of the boat is raised and only stern portion is in the water, and it moves like this. This heavy ship, heavy boat, killer boat, it moves at 45 knots like this. And there is a tradition that whenever the junior officer crosses the senior officer, senior ship, he has to salute while crossing. Junior will salute first, senior will receive the salute, then junior will salute, then senior will put his salute down, and then the junior will put down and it will cross the ship. But it was moving at so fast. He whistled that before only, and before the senior could receive this salute, he had already crossed our ship. That speed of the killer boat, very few have seen, but that was a great, unique experience we had in the sailing.
Thank you, Mr. Nayak. It was very nice talking to you, and thanks a lot for sharing your experience of the 1971 war on this great day, on the 50th anniversary of India's victory over Pakistan. And it was very delightful. I'm sure, at a more opportune moment, we will spend more time with you. Thank you.
Pleasure is mine, sir.
Jai Hind.
Pleasure is mine. Jai Hind, sir.
Jai Hind. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
all,
you,
friends.
friends,
Thank
for
you.
coming
Anand, sir.
this evening and spending time with Mr. Narendra Naik.
Jai
Thank
Hind.
you.